Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to ATS Season 3. We have Foggy Weather new beta now available for ATS, so it's perfect timing since we can now explore Oregon, the rest of Oregon, with these beautiful skyboxes. Even more beautiful than Foggy Weather 2.0, which is what we were driving with for a couple of months or even years now. Now, with the last episode, we bought this truck, the T800 from GTM team. Beautiful looking truck. And now I found a job that might be a bit more exciting. We'll see how it looks, okay? We'll see how it goes. It expires in 1 hour though. So let's see if we can make it in time. When was the last episode of ATS? Feels so long since I drove here. 1 sec, let me just adjust. Okay, just adjusting my mic here. It's not placed very well. Good. Right, so right now we're level 4. Man, look at the beauty of this lighting. This looks so real, doesn't it? And I have still the realistic environment mod from Grimes and also the early fall mods, so you can see the trees are a bit faded or a bit dried. The textures are less saturated, and now in addition the skybox and the skybox and the tint, everything is more realistic. I also set now the 1 sec, let me make sure that I won't be lost here. Set this one. I think so. Yes, looks good. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was trying to catch up to the map. Alright, let's reset that. Let me try to remember where I was headed in our conversation. 1 sec, I have to adjust this a bit because it seems a bit too far in front. But other than that, I think we're good. The mirrors just need a bit of adjustment, I think. Just a tad like so. This one should be fine. We're seeing the pipes in all their glory. Okay, good. Alright. Beautiful. Man, I'm so excited. I was waiting for this. I was waiting for the new Foggy Weather to be available for ATS as well because it's just so beautiful. Although there are a couple of problems, not really with the mod itself, but with SCS. Some limitations. Man, I like that. Waving American flag. Very nice. So when the things get a bit laggy, when a lot of objects are being loaded in the scene, and when you see the shadows under the truck start flickering and the lag starting to get real, then that's one of the main problems that we encounter, not only on this mod, but it's more felt in this mod because of the high resolution textures that it's using, the skyboxes. Man, I like that. I want that exact truck, the logging trailer and the can you let me pass, thank you. That logging trailer and that truck. Let's have a look. Is that the W900? Can I squeeze in? Thank you. Sorry, I know I was out of line there, but leave me be. Oh man, okay. Looks like we won't make it in time. Let me check. My signal is also all wrong. Let me make sure that we're going to arrive there. 1 hour and 19 minutes. Okay, then that's what we're trying to haul. 25 tons of lumber, triple trailer hype. We'll see if our truck can manage it. I was warned though, if I was sure I wanted to take that because the logs were a bit heavier than maybe what this truck is supposed to haul. And yes, I almost forgot. This guy has only a 10-speed transmission. 10-speed Eaton Fuller might be a bit difficult. Maybe we can shorten the trailers later on when we arrive there. Maybe just take 2 instead of, make it a double instead of a triple. I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. Thank you. So, ATS news, guys. What is up with ATS? Well, a couple of things. There has been a post from the SCS forums, well, from the SCS blog. Oh my goodness, that just looks so good, doesn't it? And it shows that the special transport for ATS is nearing completion, looks like. I'm not really sure when that will get released, but there is huge progress. And they're starting to tease it now. And when SCS starts to tease something, you'll know they're on the right track. That's next up the list that they'll be releasing. Have no clue when it will be released though. It's been a while since I've been scouring the forums in detail. So if you have more news on that, let me know in the comments, okay? Stop here. I love these sounds. So far so good. So far so good with the textures and everything. Very nice. Let's just get another view of the exterior. Look at how detailed that is. Phew. Love it. Okay, are we on the right track here? Okay, good. So we go straight. And there is a stoplight. I almost missed it. And I think I should have been on that lane. But that's fine. I mean, no arrows here. And no one tooting at me. So we're good, I think. And the police is right beside me and they're not really complaining. So we should be good there. Alright. How far are we? 12 minutes, 7 miles. Okay. I really want to get that job because it goes exactly where I want to go. And let me show you the map in a bit, okay? But yeah, in terms of updates, special transport, hopefully coming soon. If you have news, let me know. Aside from that, well, we have Foggy Weather here, which is still in closed beta test. And I know a lot of people have been asking what the graphics mod is. Some people probably aren't watching, just scanning through the video and wondering why the sky looks so good. So if you're watching this, if you happen to scan and jump to this section, it's Foggy Weather, but it's still in closed beta. Maybe I should put that in the video description, huh? That might be a lot easier for people. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I can completely understand why people would be so curious as to what this mod is. Because if you compare the difference, it's night and day, really. That is similar to what we will be loading, but the triple pups kind of setup. Lots of trucks in this city. Medford. Aside from Foggy Weather, what else is new? A lot of things have been happening on the Mexican side. It's actually pretty interesting. It's like there are a lot more happenings in the Mexican side than in the actual US side of the map. So recently, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, the Mexico Extremo new version was released for the, how do you say, donators? But basically, it's currently a paid mod, the new update from Mexico Extremo. And if I remember it right, Silverwolf, correct me if I'm wrong, by next year, maybe January, he will be releasing the new update for free. So that's usually how Mexico Extremo works. If you want early access, so to speak, you need to pay. But if you can afford to wait, then it's going to be free for you. So that one is new. And then on top of that, there's also a new map, and correct me with my pronunciation here, and if I remember it right, I think it's called Mexis map. What is that? There's a shadow, huge shadow on that thing. What is that? It looks like the thing that gets the container trailers, but no, it has a different, it's like a UFO catcher kind of thing. Ah, it's the one which picks up logs. That is very nice. Let us take a photo. I had someone ask me, what do you do with these photos? Actually, some of them are just staying in my hard drive, but some of them, especially the ones during the stream, when we do our Clumsy Trucking stream every Friday on Twitch, they get uploaded to the Facebook page, facebook.com/theclumsygeekgaming. Go and check it out if you want to see more screenshots. Maybe you can use some as your wallpaper and whatnot. No problems with me. That works. Very nice assets they have here. SCS is really showing quality work everywhere they do it. But yes, I was talking about Mexico, and a lot of things have been happening on the Mexican side. So Mexico Extremo, and I think this new one is called Mexis map, something like that, and it connects to Mexico Extremo, I believe. That's the one I want, going to Goose Bay. But maybe we can shorten that a bit. Either Rocky Mountain doubles, that would be interesting, or triple pops, double pops. Let's try this one. Why not? Let's see, how heavy would that be? 22, okay, so a bit lighter. Let's take that. Just for a change, okay? Or are we picking that up? I don't see it. Do you guys see it? Anyway, let's power up. So there is a new one, Mexis map, and I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm hoping to check it out during the stream this week. So maybe we will see. And since we have Foggy Weather already for ATS, nothing is stopping me from going back into ATS. So I can show you guys the new map with the beautiful skyboxes. Win-win. Man, this looks so good, doesn't it? Looks so real. The buildings are so detailed with all these pipes, all these railings and whatnot. I have no clue what they're for. Maybe I have a bit of a clue, but it looks so real. And the loading is there, okay? Gotcha. The front one should be here, yes. Something like that. Can I use my day cab? This is what's nice about having day cabs. You can see easily from the back like this. Oh, I forgot I had a steerable back axle. You can see it moving as I turn my wheel. I'll do it like this and then do it like that. Will I get it in one go? Ooh, got lucky. Alright. See, catch the cables and voila. And that is how our trailer looks. Rocky Mountain doubles. So how is it? How does it look like? There's a dolly there, and it's looks like this is like a what, 45-foot trailer maybe in front, or is it 48? And then you have a shorter one in front, like maybe a 25. I don't know. You guys let me know, okay? Really bad with these numbers. I always mix up the US and European setups. Okay, so far it's not too heavy. So far we're good, but let's double check the map, and this is where I want to go. this is a very nice route. We're actually going to step back into California for a bit, passing through some very nice forests with redwood trees and whatnot. And then we will be arriving at Coos Bay. Yeah, we are slowly but surely exploring Oregon. Good. And I'm hoping that by the end of this episode, or maybe by the next one, we get enough money to buy our own trailer. I'm thinking of buying a logging trailer, but I'm hoping that doesn't limit us to the number of jobs that we can take. We will see. Feels a bit different, this one, this Rocky Mountain thing, because the hinge, the pivot point for the trailer at the back is different. Feels like it turns a bit later than how I am used to, but let's see. Maybe there's a learning curve, but maybe it's not too bad as long as we don't reverse it. If we need to reverse it, then that's a completely different topic. Bit weird. That looks scary. When a huge shadow starts looming over you. Don't know about you guys, but I start getting nervous. I can't help but look up and be a bit paranoid. Stop. Don't want any penalties. We cannot afford it. Yeah. Looking like a pro. Loving this truck. Very nice. The interior, I think, is exactly the same as with the W900, at least for this mod. In reality, it might be very similar as well, so it's good enough to copy the one from W900. And then the computer dashboard is from Piva, I believe, if I remember correctly. But it should be in the mods list, as always. Mods list link is in the video description, right? So you guys can check it out for yourselves. And let me know if something is not updated, something is missing. Let me know so I can update it. Okay, so yes. So in summary, special transport. Wow, we are very slow. This might take a while, guys. This job might take a while. Special transport is coming, hopefully soon. Foggy Weather is in closed beta test phase. Hopefully it releases not very soon yet, I doubt. Oh crap! Oh, phew! Barely made it. Barely made it. Good. So I'm not sure when it will be released. I know a lot of people are asking. I cannot give an estimate because it's so still very raw. I'm sure Jerskanya Trucker or Kirill, that's the mod author of Foggy Weather, he has a lot of plans and he's adding a lot of things day by day. So you can expect a lot more updates, and as we drive along, as we explore with this new beta. Oh, stop. We cannot afford to move one more inch. Okay, now we can. As we explore, we'll probably be exposed to more skyboxes because he's releasing a lot almost every day. And when he's happy enough with that, then he will release it. But I'll keep you guys posted when I have news, okay? And it's raining. Very subtle transition from the super nice sunny day to the cloudy one with a lot of rain. Yes, and even the rain textures are changed. The particles, the sound, I think, as well. Yeah, it's a whole new concept. The only thing I'm a bit nervous about is when it rains like this, means more things are getting loaded, means more chances of winning at the lottery of getting that SCS bug with the flickering shadows and lagging skyboxes, lagging huge lag spikes and whatnot. But so far, still there, still good. But yes, I'll point it out. I'll let you guys know. And if you haven't seen Foggy Weather in ATS 2, the new beta, this is how it looks. And look at the water particles. Looks so good, doesn't it? Like a dog shaking off the water from his body. Beautiful. So yes, even those particles have been changed. Eugene. Okay, 25 miles is the recommended speed here. Let's try to follow that. We should be good. We're only at 16 miles per hour. I flop. No one has still modded that in, made it into the proper IHOP thing. Bit of engine braking to control the speed. Should be good. Clumsy trucker up ahead. We are good to go. Awesome. Okay, so now I think that we're done with the updates. We can go and proceed with the questions. We have a few more questions. Actually, all of them are coming from Jay. And after that, I don't have any questions anymore. So you guys, if you have questions, if you have some topics you want to talk about, you let me know in the comments or post it on Discord. There's a questions channel in there. You guys let me know and I'll get to them shortly, okay? So let's start with Jay's questions. First, what are your thoughts on modding assets and mapping? Modding assets and mapping. Oh, nice logs. Well, I can say definitely that I don't know enough to really get a feel of how complicated it is. I only know that it takes so much work. So it's really props to the map makers, map testers, asset makers and whatnot. So to all our modders, props to you guys, especially since a lot of you are doing this for free. And I know that's a very challenging thing to do. If you have like your full-time job and then on your free time you're modding. Although I do understand where that drive is coming from, because and I think Jay has some questions related to this one as well. So I'll try to share them a bit later. Actually, now I can do that, like a follow-up question from him. Now that you have done some simple edits for mods, what are your thoughts about it? So, as I mentioned, I give huge props to our modders because they are so dedicated and they do this work mostly for free and they are willing to share it with the community. And I quite understand where they're coming from. Like, not to take anything away from the modders, but they do it not because they just want to, like, not just because they're selfless and whatnot. There is a satisfaction that you can feel when you mod something. It's a creation of yours. There is some pride in it after you've finished. You're proud of your work, and since you're proud of your work, you want to share it with other people, share the beauty of it. And some people like recognition, some people like to share stuff, some people like to get others' opinions and whatnot. So modders have their own motivations, each one has their own, and it's a good thing. Shoo. Let's take a photo there. I saw a train. Yeah, it's a good thing that these modders are really so dedicated, and it's nice that for sure they are enjoying their work, this hobby, because if not, they wouldn't continue to do it. So it's a win-win actually. Win for us, the community, because we get to experience these beautiful mods, and a win for the modders themselves because of the satisfaction it brings when you finish something, when you share something, when you see people like it. Man, that is a very nice feeling to get. And me, as Jay said, even if I've only done a few simple edits, a few modifications, a few simple mods, not really like hardcore like the guys that we know, still I am very proud of what I've done, and I would like to share it, you know. I don't like just keeping it for me, because there is it's more fulfilling personally for me, but I guess it depends on the person. Some people like to keep it with themselves because they feel like it's more private in nature. You don't want to go through the hassle of uploading and commenting and supporting the mod. Some people asking the same questions and whatnot, so it can get pretty exhausting. And you can imagine how exhausting it is from the Pro Mods team. So they have their own website, right? Website, Pro Mods team. People asking how to install, why is it crashing, and every single time they will have to say, post the game log, and then analyze the game log, correct load order, and all that kind of stuff. So it's not just about modding itself. It's not just about releasing the mod. It's about supporting it afterwards. And man, I can say that surely takes dedication, man. This is looking so good, even better. When a truck or a car drives past you and those particles just get into your windshield, that looks so nice, doesn't it? Goodness. Yeah, that looks good. But when the truck passes you by, that looks even better. Oh, tractors. Tractor country. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gear didn't push through. That's weird. And yeah, so far it's looking great still. Very nice. Not so nice weather, but the quality of the weather itself is very good, so I'm happy. What I'm not so happy about is that our engine is a bit struggling. I think I'll have to revert to a lower gear. Let's go to 8th gear here. Good. Yeah, so that's what I think about modding, and I think that's what it gives. It's a win on both sides. So let's try to respect our modders. Let's not be too needy. Let's not be judgmental. Let's not be demanding, because they're doing it on their own time. They're mainly doing it for their own satisfaction, and when they share it with us, we should be happy about that. And if you don't like something, then you can request it, you can give feedback probably, but be constructive about it. And just think always that they are not modding it just for you. You should be thankful enough that they're sharing it in the first place. Things like that. Man, this is still so smooth, isn't it? And here we are entering California. This is what I mentioned. So this path is actually going into California and then going back into Oregon. But it is still so smooth even with the rain and everything. Very nice. The ATS optimization, SCS optimization is really top-notch by SCS. They've mastered the art of optimizing their maps. Goodness, this is so good. Alright, so those are my thoughts about modding. Thank you for the questions, Jay. The next one from him as well is a bit different topic, I think. Let me see. Have you ever been out alone wandering along just for the sake of it? Have I been out alone wandering along? Let me see. I guess in short bursts, yes. Like a day or a few hours, yes. But I don't think I've ever gone like traveling to a different country on my own. Just on my own the entire time. Like I travel alone when I'm on business, right? That's understood. But like for leisure, just traveling on my own, being a backpacker on my own and meeting other people, I don't think so. And I guess it's not because I hate traveling alone. I think it's mainly because I have Mrs. Clumsy with me. And if I'm going to travel somewhere, I mean, the beautiful thing about this, and this might sound cheesy, so cover your ears if you don't like cheesy stuff. And I think I heard this similarly in a movie, or a series, but the thing that I realize is, because I have Mrs. Clumsy in my life, and she's a very big part of my life. I want to share everything with her, bro. And if I want to travel, if I want to explore someplace, and I know that I'm going to like it, or I'm curious about it, I wouldn't want to travel alone because I would want to share it with her. I guess it's kind of similar concepts with the modding topic that we had. Like, the modders want to share their mods because there is something really that gives you fulfillment. Oh, nice. I should have taken a photo there because I forgot what this place is called and we passed by the sign. So you guys let me know, okay? And just know this is a significant one. Look at the variation of the trees. Some being more brown, yellow. Very nice. Slow down a bit. Good. So I think it's more about the fulfillment of sharing something with someone. And for me, because Mrs. Clumsy is the special person in my life, so I would want to share all the good things with her. And especially with travel. So even though traveling alone might be nice, traveling with her is even better. And so if I have a chance to travel with her, I would. And that's probably why I never travel alone. I would rather wait for her than travel alone. And we are starting to lag here. I think this might be the skybox issue. So weather the storm, guys, I can probably set some parameters to override it, but let's see what happens when we don't do anything. Let's see if the skybox suddenly changes and we notice it. Okay. So don't mind the lag. I'll keep you company with my voice, so focus on that instead. And let's just try our best to enjoy the scenery. So yeah, I don't think I've really traveled alone on my own. And before Mrs. Clumsy, before I met Mrs. Clumsy, oh, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm going to save the game, okay? Because before, when this SCS bug was happening and when I went to Photo Studio, the game was hanging. So I'm not sure. Okay, good. We're good. Phew. Loving this with the particles and everything. So maybe the question is, what then when Mrs. Clumsy was not yet around, before you met Mrs. Clumsy? Well, I guess I was not too old yet by that point to have thoughts of wandering alone. So in terms of travel, I think I only traveled with her or with other friends, but not alone, because it's much more pleasurable. There we go. Smith River National Recreation Area. I think this is in California, right? Let's see. So let's do that. Let's show the truck as well. Let's narrow out the field of view. It's a bit too narrow, I think. That one. So we can show a bit of the scenery. It's very nice. Very nice. I like that. That might be our thumbnail shot right there. Yeah, so probably not have been able to travel alone. Tint gear piece, thank you. In terms of wandering though, of course Mrs. Clumsy and I were not always together. So I do get some times when I'm alone and have some like me time, some alone time, and that's important as well. You know, it's important to keep your individuality. That we are together, but we're still our own people. Yeah. We have our own identities, we have our own interests and whatnot. Okay. The lag is getting a bit too much for my side. Okay, let's set the weather to 1 because it's raining. So if you set it to 0, then the rain disappears. Okay, and now it's smoother. There you go. Man, this rain looks so real, doesn't it? The streaks of rain, having the different shades, like some of them are whiter than others, some of them are more gray, some are more shiny and whatnot. It just looks so real. Good job, Kirill. Also the subtle fog that appears in the horizon. Love that effect. And here comes the Redwoods. Beautiful. So nice here. Even with the bad weather like this, still such a pleasurable drive. This is, I really wanted this route. Phew. Can we take another photo here maybe? Sorry, maybe last one for the episode. Sorry, I was trying to time when I would pause the game. Okay, let's see this one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That can work. That can definitely work. Shoo. Although, I think it would be better if I make it a bit wider. Not too much that it distorts the perspective, the scale of the truck, but enough to show all those beautiful trees. And also having the particles and whatnot. This looks like Mud Runner now. There we go. I'm really enjoying this. Okay. So yes, I still have some alone time from time to time, and I do that is needed. Like this one, recording sessions are alone time for me. So even though I'm recording this, I'm sharing this with you. At this point, it gives me time to recharge, to relax. This is why this game, Truck Sim, is so perfect, because it's playing but not too tiring. A game gives you time to relax, unwind, get some alone time. So I guess I do a lot of virtual wandering, you can say. Maybe that's the extent of it, or going in malls. But yeah, as much as possible, if I know that that there is something that is good that I want to go to, I would rather wait, and I would rather wait for Mrs. Clumsy so we can experience it together than going on my own and telling her the story, if at all possible. So sometimes it's not, like if I'm on business trip, like if I go to actually even that one, if I go to the US for a business trip, I have an option of staying a couple more days or weeks maybe to explore the area. I wouldn't do it alone. I would rather maybe go back the next year or 2 years from now, or whenever later on when I have Mrs. Clumsy with me, because I don't know, it just feels different. It just feels better with her around. See? Okay, so that should be the end of the cheesy stuff. There we go. Next question. What are the things that you take with you when you go out of your home? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Slow down, slow down. Engine brake for the win. Little tapping on the surface brakes. There we go. Perfect. Very bad weather today. What are the things that you take with you when you go out of your home? Essentials. So, well, I guess when we travel, it's basic stuff, toiletries, clothes, things like that. But I guess the question would be more of literally when going outside the house, what do I bring with me? And of course, definitely I would need to have my phone with me. I never leave home without it anymore. I've grown so dependent on phones, and I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. That's just technology. Clumsy trucking. So my phone is definitely a necessity. A watch. My watch. I have I think I mentioned this before, I have a Samsung Galaxy watch which connects to my phone, so that it's easier for me to to see notifications so I don't miss calls and whatnot. And has a couple of fancy features like timers and calendars, and so you don't have to bring out your phone every time, because I have a man pouch, however you want to call it. I have a bag with me every time. Like before I just used to put my phone, my wallet in my pockets, but they're too bulky, and they give that like not so nice bulge. Some people might think differently. Nah, just kidding. I'm just not comfy with it. So I got used to carrying in my man pouch with me. There we go. Back to Oregon. So I got used to carrying my man pouch with me, and inside is my wallet, my phone, my coin pouch, whatnot, keys to the house, things like that. And the watch is proving very useful, because if my phone is in the bag and I don't need to have like sounds enabled, my phone is always in silent mode, because I have my watch with me, and my watch vibrates when I get any meaningful notification, so I can get on top of things immediately. Although it does get a bit of a hassle sometimes when it vibrates too much, so I had to tone down the notifications. But yeah, it's a very useful thing. It's also safer, because when you're in places where it's a bit dangerous to put your phone out, at least you don't have to be so conspicuous about it. So I can just keep my watch, although my watch is also a gadget per se. It's not as obvious that the watch is a gadget as well. Oh no, starting to get pretty heavy in here. Good. Goodness, look at that weather. Phew. Not the best day to deliver this lumber. I hope they're doing fine. Shouldn't we have put like a tarp over them or something? Wouldn't they like I don't know, get soaked? Maybe lose a bit of quality? No idea. Anyway, so yes, those are the essentials, and now I also have my Fitbit with me for measuring the steps. And although my watch is also capable of counting the steps, I have my Fitbit as well, Fitbit Flex. It's just a small like band, a very simple band. It doesn't even have its own display, just for counting the steps, just so I can make sure that I get enough exercise in a week, things like that. And one more recent addition is my earphones. So I think I mentioned this before. Oh, there's like a tsunami warning in there, because I think that's the ocean right there. Maybe the Pacific Ocean, maybe. And this place is right at sea level, looks like. So it's a bit low in terms of altitude. So when there's a tsunami warning, you should go to a higher altitude to be safer. Too bad we cannot admire the view so much because of the weather, but that's how it is in trucking. No worries, we'll pass through here eventually again at some point. Rest area coming up. Yeah, recently I bought a new set of earphones, of wireless earphones. These are the what's the model? Jabra Elite Active something. But they're the true wireless earbuds kind of thing. They're very useful for when I'm going out walking, so I can listen to my podcasts while commuting. Very useful. And you guys might be familiar that I really enjoy my podcasts and my audiobooks. So having that around is useful for me, not only for traveling, but when I'm doing chores, when I'm washing dishes, washing clothes, cleaning the house and whatnot, so I can listen without being noisy, things like that. Oh, there's the rest area. Yeah, this would have been a very nice view, but right now, not the best thing. Yeah, you're really dependent on the weather when it comes to these natural beauties. I remember our trip to Switzerland recently. We were always looking at the weather every day, because if it was cloudy and you were going up the mountain peaks, you would not see anything. You would see something like that. And sometimes, some peaks you have to pay a very large amount. When I heard the amount, it buckled my knees because of how insane the prices were just to go up the mountain. But yeah, so if you go up those mountains, it has to be the perfect weather. It cannot be like this. But yeah, we got a bit lucky with the weather when we were there, so I'm very happy. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. 4th gear does the trick. Perfect. Can you handle it? Thank you. Going to stick to 20 RPM here. 2000 RPM. There we go. Nice. Very powerful, this T800. I mean, it doesn't have the strongest engine, but we're doing pretty fine for this heavy a load. I'm proud of this truck. But the trip is not over yet, so let's keep crossing those fingers. So yes, those are the things that I take with me. And then what are the things, so the next question, I think, follow-up. What are the things that you normally must take with you when you go on a holiday? So this is for travel. Stuff that you really want to take with you. Well, I for sure have to take all those essential things that I mentioned previously, the things in my man pouch. Aside from that, I'm not really very needy, you know, I can travel light. Nice. I would just need one set of clothes each day. All the essential clothes that you would need depending on where you're going. And actually, even for like the pants, you don't need one pants every day. Like, I don't know, one pair of pants can last you a couple of days at least, as long as it's the country is not too hot. So I like to travel light as much as possible. The essentials for me are more on the gadgets and the chargers and the battery packs. But aside from that, the clothes, not really that particular as long as I have enough. If push comes to shove, I'll use side B. Just kidding. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe some people don't know what side B means, huh? Because we don't use cassette tapes anymore. So for those of you who are not familiar, side B, so back when we had cassette tapes, if you're familiar with cassette tapes, back when, before CDs were a thing, back before MP3s were a thing, we had cassette tapes for listening to music and whatnot. And cassettes have two sides, side A and side B. So you would play side A, which would contain, like, for example, 6 songs, and then when it's done, the tape would stop and you would flip it so that you would then play side B. And so when you use the side B of your clothes, it's basically saying you flip it the other way, inside out, and then use it that way. Not the most hygienic, but better than nothing, right? But no, as much as possible, I don't want to do that. Travel light, but have enough for everything, without repeating the necessary garments. But yeah, gadgets are my number one, clothes number two. I know, priorities, right? And what else? Toiletries, of course, but I'm not really big on toiletries. Like, I know some guys who are very how do you say, they take care of their skin very much. I'm more of a slob, I guess you could say. Like, I just need soap. I need my deodorant, soap, deodorant, toothbrush, shampoo, and a shaver. That's it. I don't need shaving cream, as Rohan would know, as Alex would know. I just use soap as my shaving cream, so no additional shaving cream necessary. I don't use facial wash, I don't use conditioner, I don't use toner, all that kind of stuff. Shampoo, soap, that's it for taking a bath. Toothbrush, toothpaste, that's it. So for traveling, very bare essentials. Just so I can decongest and not overload my baggage. Because usually for example, when we go back to Manila, we take these budget airlines, and the budget airlines normally don't have the check-in baggage included, so liquids must be very limited. The baggage capacity is very limited because you can only have a cabin baggage, so only like 7 to 10 kilos depending on the airline. So you have to learn how to travel light, and that's why I've gotten the habit of keeping the essentials only in there. As long as the gadgets are good, I'm good. Yeah. What city is this? What town is this? Stoplight town. Looks like. Yeah, so that's my answer there. Next one. How would you rate games on their category that you like to play? How would you rate games on their category? So depending on like the genre, which one I like best? So how I would categorize it? Simulations is of course at the top. That's why I'm playing all these sims. Either it's truck sim, space sim, sometimes train sim. Whoa, something flickered and then the engine died. Look at all these particles, very nice. Ah, it looks like the weather is turning. That's why there was a bit of a stutter in there. Oh, and we're actually in Coos Bay already. Cool. And yeah, the sky is slowly transitioning to good weather. I love that. So subtle. I hope the rain ends by the time we get there, just so we can see a good sky before we end the episode. So the top on the list of the categories that I play, for sure, simulation. Granted, I haven't played a lot of simulation games yet, but from what I've played, I really enjoy them. I enjoy learning, I enjoy getting into the technical details. And recently I've been getting back into space simulation, right? Flight sim in space, basically. It is so immersive. That game, Elite Dangerous. So yeah, definitely at the top. Truck sim is of course on the top of the top. Oh man, there we go. Weather is turning. Rain is ending. And at least we get some nice weather before we finish. Although we also get a lot of these never-ending stoplights. Oh, good thing I wasn't charged there. A whole tire is out of the line, beyond the line. Long load. Ah, nice. I hope I don't need to reverse this, otherwise I'll cry. Beautiful sky. Okay, it's not yet ours. Not yet our turns. Our turn. So yes, simulation on top, and then after that would probably be a city builder or city builders. Airport Fever, City Skylines, you know, management games that involve creating cities basically. But yeah, management games, I guess is how you could call them. City builders slash management games. Those are the main types that I play. First person, not really so much. RPGs, not so much anymore because they take so much time and they require a lot of investment because they have storylines. Like normally I don't play games with stories anymore because it's like, how do you say, because I have to finish them. Like if I play a sim, I just play and stop whenever I want to. If you play something with a story, you need to like stop at certain intervals, otherwise it would not make sense and you have to finish the entire thing. So I like the progression, like leveling up, getting better equipment, getting better skills, all those types of elements in an RPG. But the story I can live without. If I like a good story, I can watch a movie, I can watch TV series, or I can read a book, listen to a book. But yeah, I don't really need it in my games anymore. Before I was such a huge fan of story-driven games, and until now I'm good with it. But it's not something that I prioritize. You know, it's something that I can live without. But I don't have anything against it. Just not at the top of my list. What other types of genres are there? First-person shooters. I really wanted to like first-person shooters, but it's a bit, how do you say? Ever since I graduated from the original Counter-Strike, I was a huge Counter-Strike fanatic before. Like we used to go to all these like LAN cafes, I think you call them. In Manila, there were lots of them. In the Philippines, it's a very common thing, having these local shops computer shops where there would be like, I don't know, 10, 20 to 50 to 100 computers linked together, and you can just rent a PC, play with some of the people in there, play some random games, and it's like before online play was a thing, it was local LAN play. So during those times, like, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, more or less, I was a hardcore Counter-Strike fan. Back when it was a mod for Half-Life. So back then I was really into first-person shooters, but as I grew older, I started to veer away from it. Don't know why. If maybe it's the reflexes slowing down, maybe it's the time that I didn't have a PC with me, maybe it's less exposure. But yeah, nowadays first-person shooters not really my thing anymore. I let the younger guys take care of that, and me, I focus on the simulation aspect more. I can turn off my lights, so I focus on the whoops. Oh, come on. There we go. I focus more on the simulation aspect and less on the fast-paced things. Although recently with the space sim, with Elite Dangerous, I've also been getting into combat, so I guess you could classify that as a first-person shooter. Only thing is you're riding a spaceship while you're shooting at something, but it's still in first person technically, so I guess you could it's a very loose definition of a first-person shooter. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that one as well. Nice gate. Alton Homes. Now where the heck do we park this? Seems like it's somewhere there inside the building. I guess we go straight, and then there must be an entrance on at the back. I'll see. But yes, those are the priorities from my end. Is it this one? Let's take a peek. Ah, it's so good that the weather is perfect again. Ah, that's the one. And it looks like I'm entering from this side, so let's reverse a little. Just get a bit of angle in here. Try to squeeze it this way. Thank goodness there are two entrances, so you don't need to reverse in. Lots of lumber here already, and you have that lifter in there again. Oh crap. I hope that thing turns. Turn, baby, turn. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So close. But ultimately, yeah, I guess it kind of forced it a little. Yeah, kind of forced our way through. That works as well. We try to align ourselves in here. That should be good, I think. Hello? There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Wow, we almost ran out of fuel there. Very heavy load. I wonder how my fuel consumption is. Detach the trailer. We don't own this yet. Excellent. Nice. 49 gallons consumed, 301 miles traveled. You guys do the computation there. Oh, and we're level 5. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. I don't want just-in-time delivery. I want maybe long distance. Deliveries up to 400 miles. Yeah, let's go long distance. So we can go up to 650 miles. I think that's perfect for one episode. And now we can go and buy a trailer. Nice. So I'll try to get the log trailer, although I'm not sure what is the level requirement there. That's from a mod. A logging trailer, but we'll probably do some mix and match. But yes, we will for sure buy our own trailer next episode, and I will need to take a loan, but that's fine. We'll make it work. All right, amazing. Let us move out of here and let's end the episode there. Very nice industries here in Oregon. So good. And what's better is that since these prefabs are here now, I guess they should be able to, you can reuse them for mod purposes, like for other places. So you have a lot of variety in your pickup points. And I think they already implemented that you can actually like mix and match, so you can jumble, pick different assets and whatnot, so that the prefabs are very different from each other. I know from the ProMods team, especially with bricks, he likes creating his own prefabs or creating his own like pickup points, very unique ones. But here you can actually reuse that, use this one maybe, I'm expecting, without needing to remake everything. But yes, so yes, as to the Q&A, let's end it there. No magic, just science. It's one of the companies here in ATS, I guess. So yes, that is it for our episode today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Bit rainy, bit bad weather, but we turned out okay in the end. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you, Jay, for the questions as always, and we'll go through some of them, the rest of them next episode. Maybe in ETS, we'll see. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Don't forget to hit the like button, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and check out my Patreon for ways of supporting me directly and becoming a patron. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Clumsy trucking, everybody. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.